Star Trek. The Next Generation introduced audiences to a cast of unforgettable characters brought to life by talented actors who made the series a cornerstone of science fiction. Sadly, over the years, we've lost many of these gifted performers, but their contributions to the Star Trek universe and to television and film live on. Here we honor 35 actors from The Next Generation who have tragically passed away, remembering the legacies they left behind. Leonard Nimoy as Mr. Spock. Leonard Simon Nimoy, born on March 26, 1931, was more than just the man behind Spock. He was a storyteller, director, and artist whose influence extended far beyond Star Trek. When he first stepped into the role at age 35, he brought to life one of the most enduring characters in science fiction history. As the half-human, half-Vulcan science officer aboard the USS Enterprise, Spock's struggle between logic and emotion captivated audiences. His signature Vulcan salute, stoic demeanor, and the phrase, "live long and prosper," became symbols of the franchise and pop culture itself. Nimoy's path to Star Trek wasn't immediate. Born in Boston to Ukrainian Jewish immigrants, he pursued acting from a young age, taking classes at Boston College and the Pasadena Playhouse while working odd jobs to make ends meet. His early career saw him in minor TV and film roles, including Kid Monk Baroni, 1952, but true fame eluded him until Star Trek. Though the series struggled with ratings at first, it became a cult phenomenon, earning him 3 Emmy nominations. Beyond acting, Nimoy left his mark as a director, helming Star Trek III, The Search for Spock, 1984, and Star Trek IV, The Voyage Home, 1986, the latter becoming a box office hit. On February 27, 2015, Nimoy passed away at age 83 from complications related to chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, COPD, a condition he attributed to years of smoking. His death prompted an outpouring of tributes from fans, colleagues, and even NASA, which honored his role in inspiring space exploration. James Doohan as Scott. James Doohan's journey to Star Trek was anything but ordinary. Born on March 3, 1920 in Vancouver, Canada, he served in World War II, surviving multiple gunshot wounds on D-Day before turning to acting. A master of voices and accents in radio and television, he landed the role that would define his career at age 46, Montgomery Scotty Scott, the USS Enterprise's ingenious chief engineer. With his sharp mind, unwavering loyalty, and the iconic phrase, "I cannot change the laws of physics," Scotty became one of science fiction's most beloved figures. Doohan's warmth, humor, and signature Scottish brogue, crafted from his linguistic expertise, cemented his place in pop culture. Beyond Star Trek, Doohan embraced his iconic status, reprising Scotty in films and the animated series while inspiring generations to pursue engineering and space exploration. He even contributed to the development of the Klingon and Vulcan languages. Later in life, he surprised audiences with a comedic turn in Everybody Hates Chris, 2005, proving his versatility. Doohan passed away on July 20, 2005, at the age of 85. As a final tribute, part of his ashes was sent into space, a fitting honor for a man who spent his life bringing the stars a little closer. Majel Barrett as Nurse Chapel. Majel Barrett Roddenberry was more than just an actress. She was a cornerstone of Star Trek, leaving a lasting mark on science fiction. Born Majel Lee Hudeck in 1932, she was in her mid-30s when Star Trek, 1966 to 1969, was filmed, bringing warmth and depth to Nurse Christine Chapel, a compassionate and intelligent medical officer aboard the USS Enterprise. Her journey with the franchise began even earlier when she played number 1 in the original pilot. Though that character was written out, she remained an integral part of Star Trek, later becoming the voice of the ship's computer and portraying the unforgettable Lwaxana Troi in The Next Generation and Deep Space Nine. Beyond acting, Her marriage to Star Trek creator Gene Roddenberry in 1969 made her not just a performer but a key advocate for his vision, helping to ensure the franchise thrived even after his passing in 1991. She continued to surprise audiences with her versatility, including a comedic turn in Everybody Hates Chris, 2005. After a lifelong career dedicated to storytelling and science fiction, Barrett passed away in 2008 at the age of 76. Known as the First Lady of Star Trek, she helped shape a universe that continues to inspire generations. More than just a sci-fi icon, she championed themes of exploration, inclusivity, and human connection, values that remain as relevant today as ever. Susan Oliver as Vina. Susan Oliver, born Charlotte Gierke on February 13, 1932, was a trailblazing actress, director, and aviator whose influence stretched far beyond Hollywood. Best remembered as Vina in Star Trek, 1966, she embodied both vulnerability and resilience, playing a crash survivor whose tragic fate on Talos IV was immortalized in one of the show's most iconic images, the green-skinned Orion slave girl. At 32, Oliver filmed The Cage, 1964, the unaired first pilot of Star Trek. When her performance resurfaced in the 1966 two-part episode The Menagerie, it introduced her to an entirely new generation of science fiction fans. But Star Trek was only a fraction of her remarkable career. She made her mark in The Twilight Zone, The Fugitive, and played Audrey Williams in Your Cheatin' Heart, 1964, showcasing her talent for bringing real-life figures to the screen. Yet Oliver wasn't content with just acting. She broke barriers as a director, joining the American Film Institute's directing workshop for women when few women held such roles. Her fearless ambition extended to aviation as well, becoming the fourth woman to fly solo across the Atlantic in a single-engine aircraft in 1967. On May 10, 1990, Susan Oliver passed away from lung cancer at 58. Though her life was cut short, her legacy endures. Whether on screen, behind the camera, or soaring through the skies, she defined courage, determination, and a relentless pursuit of new frontiers. John Hancock as Admiral Hayden. John Hancock, born on March 4, 1941, was an American actor whose deep voice and commanding presence made him a natural for roles of authority. At 46, he portrayed Admiral Hayden in Star Trek: The Next Generation, delivering a composed yet resolute performance as a Starfleet officer balancing diplomacy and military action. Before Star Trek, Hancock made a name for himself in Roots: The Next Generations as Scotty, a character that showcased his ability to bring depth and resilience to historical drama. He became known for playing judges, ministers, and military leaders, his powerful voice and dignified presence making him a go-to actor for figures of authority. Then came a shift, his turn as Mr. Tate in Everybody Hates. Chris introduced audiences to a different side of him. As the strict yet caring teacher, Hancock brought warmth and humor, proving he was just as compelling in comedy as in drama. Through historical epics, sci-fi adventures, and sitcoms, Hancock's performances resonated with authenticity and humanity. Sadly, he passed away on October 12, 1992, just a few years later at age 51 due to a heart attack. His work reflected values of wisdom, responsibility, and integrity, making each role memorable. Patty Yasutake as Alyssa Ogawa. Patty Yasutake was born on September 6, 1953, and was 34 years old when she first appeared as Nurse Alyssa Ogawa in Star Trek: The Next Generation. Known for her warmth and quiet strength, Yasutake made Nurse Ogawa one of Star Trek's most beloved recurring characters, bringing intelligence, compassion, and steady professionalism to the USS Enterprise D's medical team. Long before Star Trek, Yasutake had already built a strong presence in television and film. A major breakthrough came in 1988 when she earned an Independent Spirit Award nomination for The Wash, a film that explored the struggles of a Japanese-American family. The role showcased her emotional depth and authenticity, qualities that would define her career. Later, she took an unexpected turn with Everybody Hates Chris, a sitcom that humorously captured Chris Rock's childhood in Brooklyn. Moving from futuristic sci-fi to down-to-earth comedy, she proved her versatility, effortlessly connecting with audiences across genres. Patty Yasutake passed away on August 5, 2024 at the age of 70 due to a rare form of T-cell lymphoma. Her legacy lives on, inspiring both fans and aspiring actors with her dedication and talent. Barbara March as Lursa Bourne. On October 9, 1953, Barbara March was 38 years old when she first took on the role of Lursa, one of the infamous Duras sisters in 1991. A cunning and ambitious Klingon, Lursa was fiercely intelligent, politically manipulative, and ruthlessly determined to seize power in Star Trek: The Next Generation. Her performance spanned multiple episodes of The Next Generation, Deep Space Nine, and the feature film Star Trek Generations, 1994, securing her place in the franchise's history. Tragically, she passed away on August 11, 2019, at the age of 65, after a battle with cancer. Though Star Trek gave her worldwide recognition, March's talent reached far beyond the stars. She earned a Genie Award nomination for Best Actress for her role in Deserters, 1983, a film that explored the moral dilemmas of war and personal conviction. Television audiences saw her versatility in shows like L.A. Law and Total Security, while films such as The Gambler Returns, The Luck of the Draw, and Blood Ties showcased her ability to shine in both period dramas and contemporary narratives. Her legacy is one of strength, artistry, and passion. Whether commanding the screen as a fierce Klingon or captivating audiences through the written word, she left a lasting mark on the world of entertainment. Georgia Brown as Helena Rozhenko. Georgia Brown was born on October 21, 1933, was 57 years old when she stepped into the role of Helena Rozhenko on Star Trek: The Next Generation. As Worf's adoptive mother, Helena was nurturing yet strong, a woman who embraced her Klingon son's warrior spirit while surrounding him with warmth and understanding. Brown's portrayal brought heart and sincerity to the role, making Helena a memorable presence in the Star Trek universe. Sadly, her life was cut short when she passed away on July 5, 1992, at the age of 58 due to complications from emergency surgery. Before her time in Star Trek, Brown had already carved out an extraordinary career in theater, television, and film. Music and performance became her passion early on, leading her to the stage, where she quickly proved herself as a force to be reckoned with. In 1960, she made a lasting mark in musical theater by originating the role of Nancy in Oliver. Her stirring performance of As Long as He Needs Me became iconic, and when she took the role to Broadway in 1963, she earned a Tony Award nomination. That success propelled her into film and television, where she continued to seek out roles with depth and meaning. In The Raging Moon in 1971, she gave a deeply moving performance that earned her a BAFTA nomination, proving her ability to bring powerful realism to the screen. She made memorable appearances in Murder, She Wrote, and Cheers, earning an Emmy nomination for her role as Carla Tortelli's eccentric spiritual advisor. Her legacy is one of passion, strength, and authenticity. Richard Lynch as Baran. Richard Lynch was born on February 12, 1940, and by the time he appeared in Star Trek: The Next Generation, in 1993, he was 53 years old. In the episode Gambit Part 1 and 2, he played Baran, a ruthless and cunning mercenary captain whose short temper and thirst for power made him a formidable presence. His distrust and paranoia ultimately became his downfall. Off-screen, Lynch passed away on June 19, 2012, at the age of 72 due to a heart attack. Lynch had a career that spanned more than 4 decades, marked by a talent for playing memorable villains. His journey into acting was shaped by a personal turning point, an incident in 1967 where he suffered severe burns after setting himself on fire while under the influence of drugs. That experience led him to leave substance abuse behind and dedicate himself to acting, training at the Actors Studio. He made his film debut in Scarecrow, 1973, starring alongside Gene Hackman and Al Pacino, and quickly became known for his distinctive look and intense performances. One of his most notable roles came in The Sword and the Sorcerer, 1982, where he played the tyrannical King Cromwell, a performance that earned him a Saturn Award. Beyond acting, Lynch had a love for music, playing multiple instruments. He worked on numerous projects with his brother Barry Lynch and had a strong friendship with Al Pacino, with whom he shared the stage in The Basic Training of Pavlo Hummel on Broadway. His legacy lives on through the many performances that defined him as one of Hollywood's great character actors. Ed Lauter, as Lieutenant Commander Albert Ed Lauter, was born on October 30th, 1938, and by the time he portrayed Lieutenant Commander Albert in Star Trek: The Next Generation, in 1992, he was 53 years old. His character, a no-nonsense, duty-driven Starfleet officer, played a key role in the episode The First Duty, where he oversaw an investigation into a tragic training accident. With a firm but fair demeanor, Albert embodied the high standards of Starfleet, pushing young cadets to face the truth. Off-screen, Lauter passed away on October 16, 2013, just 2 weeks shy of his 75th birthday, after battling mesothelioma, a rare form of cancer linked to asbestos exposure. Lauter's career spanned more than 40 years, marked by a commanding screen presence that made him a favorite for tough, authoritative roles. His passion for performance led him to Broadway, where he made his debut in The Great White Hope in 1968. Shortly after, he transitioned to television and film, earning his first movie role in Dirty Little Billy, 1972. His rugged looks and intense performances made him a sought-after character actor, appearing in everything from action-packed thrillers to classic dramas. One of his most memorable roles came in The Longest Yard, 1974, where he played Captain Knauer, the brutal prison guard opposing Burt Reynolds' character. His career wasn't about fame, but about creating characters that felt real, men of principle, strength, and sometimes menace. Through his work, he left an enduring mark on film and television, reminding audiences of the power of a great character actor. Wendy Hughes as Lieutenant Commander Nella Darren. Wendy Hughes was born on July 29, 1952, and at 40 years old, she stepped into the role of Lieutenant Commander Nella Darren in Star Trek: The Next Generation. Darren was a brilliant and confident scientist whose deep love for music set her apart. Her brief yet profound romance with Captain Jean-Luc Picard revealed a softer, more personal side of the iconic leader, making her one of the show's most memorable guest characters. Off-screen, Hughes had a long and distinguished career, but her life was cut short when she passed away from cancer on March 8, 2014, at the age of 61. Hughes's journey to acting was anything but ordinary. She first trained as a ballerina before discovering her true passion for performance. By the 1970s, she was at the forefront of Australia's cinematic renaissance, earning critical acclaim for her performances in Newsfront and My Brilliant Career. These films cemented her reputation as one of the country's most versatile and commanding actresses. As her career expanded beyond Australia, Hughes made a seamless transition to Hollywood. She starred opposite Peter Falk in Happy New Year and later shared the screen with Pierce Brosnan in The Heist. Television audiences embraced her work, particularly in the crime drama Homicide: Life on the Street, where she played the intelligent and composed Dr. Carol Blythe. Whether in film, television, or theater, she was known for her ability to bring dignity and emotional honesty to every role she played. Frank Corsentino as Diamond Bach. Frank Corsentino was born on July 13, 1941, and at 46 years old, he stepped into the role of Diamond Bach. Bach was not just another Ferengi chasing profit. He was ruthless, calculating, and driven by a deep-seated thirst for revenge. Corsentino brought an intensity to the role that made Bach one of the more formidable enemies of the Enterprise crew. Off-screen, his career was defined by versatility and dedication to his craft. He passed away on January 7, 2007, in Los Angeles, California. Corsentino's path to science fiction notoriety began decades earlier. He started acting in the 1960s and found his way into Hollywood's eccentric corners, including a role in the cult classic Beyond the Valley of the Dolls, 1970. The film, known for its bold style and satirical take on fame, showcased Corsentino's ability to adapt to unconventional storytelling. While some actors pursued leading roles, Diamond Bach, introduced in the episode The Battle, was a rare breed of villain in the Star Trek universe. Corsentino's performance added depth to the Ferengi, a race that had often been portrayed as comedic or one-dimensional. His legacy is one of dedication and transformation. He took on roles that, in lesser hands, might have been forgettable, and turned them into something lasting. These talented actors left an unforgettable mark on Star Trek, the next generation, bringing depth, heart, and adventure to the series we love. Though they are no longer with us, their performances continue to inspire fans across generations. Who was your favorite TNG actor, and which performance stood out to you the most? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more Star Trek content.